Wembanyama's worst scoring game of the series clinched the finals. 22 points on the road. Both sentences are true. The San Antonio Spurs are going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014. Their 22-year-old anchor got them there by playing his lowest scoring game of the entire conference series. How does a player's worst scoring game end with him holding the Western Conference Finals MVP trophy? The chalkboard answers by counting something other than points. 16 threes, 19 blocks, one playoff series. A stat line shape NBA postseason history has never recorded before. The points were the headline. The ledger underneath is the story. Let's get to the numbers that earned the trophy. Wembanyama played 7 games against Oklahoma City. He averaged 27.3 points, 10.9 rebounds, 2.7 blocks per game. He shot 48% from the field, 40% from 3. Total made threes across the series, 16. Total blocks across the series, 19. That last pair is the line nobody else has ever produced in NBA postseason history. 15 or more made threes and 15 or more blocks from the same player in the same playoff series has not been recorded before this. Not by a rim protector. Not by a wing scorer. Not by anyone. The mechanism the chalkboard wants you to see is the compound, not either column on its own. Rim deterrence at the level that produces 19 blocks across a series demands a defender who lives below the free throw line on every half-court possession. Perimeter shot making at 40% from 3 demands a player who lives above the break. Wembanyama did both. Same body, same series, same nights. 19 blocks would be a Defensive Player of the Year series on its own. 16 threes on 40% would be an All-NBA wing scoring series on its own. The two ledgers ran in parallel for 7 games against the same opponent. Every coverage Oklahoma City ran traded one ledger for the other. Drop coverage to honor the rim turned him into a 40% shooter. Switch high to chase the 3 turned him back into the deepest deterrent in the postseason. The compound never collapsed. That is the trophy. Back to the 22 points on the road. Wembanyama's worst scoring game of the series on the chalkboard was an anchor performance, not the box score. The geometry. The actual mechanism is the off-ball gravity he left on the floor for the 4 minutes he was not on it. Game 7. Oklahoma City. 42 minutes of court time. 22 points on 7 of 15 from the field. 3 of 5 from 3. 7 rebounds, 1 block. The quarter bookends did the structural work. San Antonio won the first quarter 32-25. San Antonio won the fourth quarter 31-26. The opening and the closing of a Game 7 on the road were both won by the team whose anchor scored the lowest total of his series. Inside the fourth quarter, the mechanism shows up. Wembanyama picked up foul trouble. He sat for 4 minutes of clock with the game still on the line. San Antonio did not lose ground. Stephon Castle ran a 7-0 window during the bench minutes. Castle attacked the same coverage seams Wembanyama's shooting had already pried open. 3 of 5 from 3 across 41 minutes had taught Oklahoma City's defense to honor him above the break. When his body left the floor, the threat stayed. 2 defenders kept rotating toward an empty wing. The off-ball gravity from 3 of 5 shooting is the lever the box score buries. 42 minutes of anchor work, and the 4 minutes he sat inherited the shape his shooting had drawn. San Antonio's offense did not need him for 4 minutes of a road Game 7 because the prior 38 minutes had taught the defense to fear him in 2 places at once. The honest counter-argument arrives now. The Game 7 box score does not look like an MVP performance. 22 points, 1 block, 3 of 5 from 3, but only 7 of 15 overall. If you scroll the Game 7 line and stop, the trophy looks like a narrative trophy. It is not a narrative trophy. The trophy lives in the series ledger and in the age curve. Run the columns side by side. Game 7 points 22. Series points per game 27.3. Game 7 field goal percentage 46.7. Series field goal percentage 48. Game 7 3-point line 3 of 5 at 60%. Series 3-point line 16 made on 40% shooting. Game 7 blocks 1. Series blocks 19. Game 7 minutes 42. Series minutes roughly 40 per game across 7 games. One column ends an argument. The other column ended a series. A 22-year-old put up 27 and 11 and 3 on 48 and 40 against an opponent whose entire series plan was to deny him exactly those numbers. Oklahoma City could not solve the compound across 7 games. Series MVP voting in a 4-3 outcome demands a player whose two-way fingerprints sit on every game, not a player who scored the most in the highest leverage one. Wembanyama's fingerprints sit on every game. The blocks ledger says 19 across 7 games. A rim deterrence imprint that compressed an opposing offense from the first tip of Game 1 to the final buzzer of Game 7. The shape of the series ledger has no precedent in NBA postseason history. So here is the question the data is forcing. Was the Game 7 line the ceiling of Wembanyama's series, or was the series the ceiling of a 22-year-old's NBA postseason debut? The Steelman runs this way. 22 points on the road in Game 7 is not an MVP performance. The clinching game of a Western Conference Finals demands a fourth-quarter scoring eruption, not a one-block night and a 7 of 15 line. The trophy belongs to whoever decided the Game 7 scoreboard, not whoever stacked the prettiest series average. The Steelman fails on its own terms. Oklahoma City built every coverage in this series around denying the two-way compound. They drop-defended the rolls to prevent the rim attacks and the corner threes that built the 19-block 16-3 ledger across the first 6 games. They switched high to deny pull-ups. They top-locked to deny catch-and-shoot looks. 7 games of those coverages produced 27 and 11 and 3 on 48 and 40. The Game 7 line came against a defense that had to honor 7 games of evidence. 3 of 5 from 3 in Game 7 landed because Oklahoma City could not stop respecting a shooter who had made 16 of 40 across the series. The bench window survival in the fourth quarter landed because the anchor's prior 41 minutes had bent the defensive shape past the point where his physical absence could change it. The trophy is for the player whose fingerprints sit on every game. The fingerprints are 16 threes and 19 blocks. The series voted before Game 7 tipped. Chalkboard verdict in 3 ledgers. Ledger 1, the blocks, 19 across 7 games, the deepest rim deterrent the postseason recorded this round. Ledger 2, the threes, 16 on 40%, the perimeter gravity the bench window inherited. Ledger 3, the compound, 2 skills in the same body in the same series, no NBA postseason precedent. 1 ledger wins games. 2 ledgers in the same body in the same series wins a conference. The finals open against the New York Knicks. The same compound that broke Oklahoma City's coverage menu now meets a defense built around switching everything and a Knicks offense that has spent the entire postseason punishing rim protectors who chase three-point shooters. Game 1 is the first time the two-way ledger gets stress-tested by a defense that does not have to choose. We will chalk it the morning after. Until then,